LeBron James joining the Philadelphia 76ers has completely changed the expectations surrounding the franchise heading into the new season. With LeBron joining Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and VJ Edgecombe, Philadelphia suddenly has one of the most talented rosters in the NBA. However, the biggest question is not whether the Sixers have enough star power, but whether they can make all of those pieces work together. Joel Embiid's health-defined roles and chemistry will be crucial to their championship hopes. If those factors come together, Philadelphia could become a serious title contender right away.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
It's your first week officially here in the city. I thought, what better way than to have a proper cheesesteak?
Let's do it, man.
You ready for that?
All
right, let's go.
Let's go.
How did the Jaylen Brown trade go down? What were the Celtics initially asking for?
Well, obviously Jaylen's a huge piece to them, so, they were asking for a lot, and, I think we did give up a lot in this deal. Paul's still a really good player. We gave him some valuable picks, but, Jaylen Brown was, Finals MVP, second team All-NBA, one of the best players in the NBA, so, they were rightfully to ask for a lot.
So the wheels are in motion. You get Jaylen Brown. What kind of role did that move have in landing LeBron James?
Yeah. Without getting Jaylen, I don't think we get LeBron. Obviously Jaylen's one of the best players in the league, and to get him onto the roster with Tyrese, with VJ, with Joel, and then some of the free agents we got, obviously, before all this, it changed the game for us.
Take us through the entire LeBron process. You're on the phone with him, he's on the phone with Bob, he's on the phone with ownership.
Yeah, obviously after the Jaylen trade, LeBron was still out there, and we just said, hey, let's try to put a full court press. Everyone reach out, sell him on Philly. I think if he comes, we could be the missing piece, and we could be really good.
What was it like for you waiting? What was that process like?
It was exciting, nerve-wracking, because you're like, at some point it's like, man, just make a decision, but obviously we wanted to give him his space, which he rightfully so deserves, and obviously we're very, very excited that he chose us, and if he waited as long as he could, but I'm just glad he's a 76er.
What was it like when you got the phone call?
I get a text from Rich, with our group chain, with our ownership, Tyrese and Bob, and he said, Sixers it is, congrats, and I was like, whoa, and it was a surreal moment, so a moment I'll definitely remember forever.
LeBron's role here in Philadelphia, what will that be on this team?
LeBron's a connector. That's the one thing about him. He fits every role you possibly can. He's going to elevate everyone in the whole building. I know that much.
How do you see Joel fitting in here with LeBron?
It's funny, when LeBron was maybe a possibility, I went back and watched some of the Olympic tape, with him and LeBron, and those two played pretty well together. So I think Joel, it's like we have so many different options, any given night, anyone can be the guy. So I think once we get clicking and get gelling, it's going to be fun to watch.
And by the way, the cheesesteaks.
We are here.
They're here. My man, Joe.
All right.
I can't wait. And a pizza.
Oh, this is big time.
This is legit. It's just perfect. What do you think?
This is excellent.
It's fantastic, but it's not as good as your off season so far. Thank you very much.
Sixers.
Yeah, we see what you did there, Kevin. We see what you did there. There's a lot to unpack, and not just the fact that my in-laws would be so. I've never had a full Philly cheesesteak. I've had like a bite of Philly cheesesteak, but I think we're going to be spending a lot of time in Philadelphia. But one of the things that stood out to me was Mike Gansey saying that Joel Embiid is extra motivated here. What does that look like? I know you've been speaking to people around the organization, Dave.
Mike took the job in May, right? Took over for longtime president of basketball operations, Daryl Morey. One of the initial conversations he had with Joel was Joel telling him, I want to play a lot of games next year, and I want to get back to the all-NBA version of Joel. And obviously, the motivation has only spiked since adding LeBron to the four. Part of the conversation that Joel was having with LeBron and trying to recruit him there was telling him, I'm healthy. And you can see from the images, clearly he's shed weight. He's been in the gym a lot, and this is a huge season for him. Really, this is in my opinion, the biggest opportunity he's had since the Sixers added Jimmy Butler in 2019, where they were one bounce away from the conference finals of that Kawhi Leonard shot we all remember. Now he gets Jaylen Brown and he gets LeBron James, and guess what? The sand in the hourglass is getting less and less for his career.
Right, because he's always been a player that his body has always said, that there is a shelf life here. That's just the reality for the 2023 MVP. And I think, David, that we have talked about this as hinging on Joel Embiid and his health. Do you see the 76ers season, that being what the crux of it is?
Yeah, that's why I think Joel Embiid is looking at the most pressure of any other player in the league right now. The most pressure, because this 76ers, all the things that people worried about, there's too many people, too many guys trying to score, enough basketballs. I'm not worried about that at all. This season is all about Joel Embiid's health. If the 76ers bow out in the first or second round, for me, I think it would be because Joel Embiid was not healthy enough come playoff time. Like, this team has to figure out the balance of not playing him too much in the regular season, but having the chemistry so that come playoff time, they can have him playing as healthy as he can in May and June. And if they're not, I think the only thing that is holding them back from winning for being in that conversation of possibly winning a championship is Joel Embiid and that health.
Well, one, I'm a Jim Steaks guy, so I
love
Jim Steaks. Yeah. But I did think what they did getting Adam Bona and Huck Porty, I think I'm saying his name.
I think you got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that helps because
Joel.
Helps the Sixers because they got so many superstars that could score and take up scoring when Embiid's on the bench. And I'm like, let's treat him like Robert Horry. Save him for the playoffs.
But there's a balance, right? Because you have to play a certain number of games together in the regular season so that the chemistry exists.
But you don't have to play him big minutes. Use some Nelly ball, get him. He's typically around 31 minutes. Maybe late 20s is good for him, just to ensure that when the playoffs comes, he's at his best.
Want to try to bust up what I look like. Tell me where I pull up long range. Tell me with the heat, I'm on fire. NBA on ESPN.
The Sixers have created an incredible opportunity by adding LeBron James to an already talented roster. The combination of LeBron, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and VJ Edgecombe gives them multiple players capable of taking over games. It is difficult to look at that group and not believe Philadelphia has legitimate championship potential. What makes the situation even more interesting is Mike Gansey's explanation that acquiring Jaylen Brown was a major part of landing LeBron. Brown gave Philadelphia another elite player before LeBron even arrived, and that made the team much more attractive. LeBron now joins a roster that already has enough talent to compete rather than having to rebuild the entire team around him. However, Joel Embiid remains the biggest factor in determining how far this team can go. The Sixers clearly believe he is motivated and healthier, and his reported weight loss and increased work in the gym are encouraging signs. If Embiid can stay healthy through the playoffs, Philadelphia has a much better chance of turning all this talent into a championship. I also like the idea of managing Embiid's workload instead of expecting him to play huge minutes every night. The Sixers have enough scoring with LeBron, Brown, Maxey, and Edgecombe to give Embiid more rest during the regular season. The goal should be to build enough chemistry while making sure Embiid is as healthy as possible when the postseason arrives. The biggest challenge will be figuring out everyone's role. LeBron is used to being one of the central players on every team. Embiid has been Philadelphia's franchise centerpiece, and Maxey and Brown are also accustomed to having major responsibilities. The Sixers don't necessarily need every star to dominate every night. They need everyone to understand when to lead, when to sacrifice, and when to support the others.